Next up on the docket is say quantify this OC's team. Keeper was Saquon Barkley. That's a pretty much no-brainer stud. Then we already start to wonder what the hell was going on at the O'Connor household. Leonard Fournette in the fourth round. The just cut Leonard Fournette from the Jacksonville Jaguars recently signed Leonard Fournette to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Fourth round, little high, a little high. But, if you're going to grab him because you have faith, I'm sure you go and grab, it says Philip Lindsay, ninth round, Madison, 12th round. You don't have a second starting running back on your team. Like at all. You think Fournette's going to play after being on the team for 10 days in the opener? If he does, it's for a touchdown, which you can hope and pray for. Philip Lindsay is probably your best bet because you don't know how that Melvin Gordon and Lindsay backfield's going to go. But I probably would have got a little bit more depth there. Wide receivers, though, let's talk about some studs. You got DeAndre Hopkins, you got Amari Cooper, DJ Chark. Those guys could all be top 12 guys by the end of the season. Cooper's always had a little bit of an up and down. Last year, though, it seemed like it was all the second half of the season. It seemed like he was kind of hurt. If he can stay healthy in that offense with Dak, he's going to do great. And DJ Chark is Gardner Minshew's favorite target, bar none. He's a big dude. He's a fast dude. He has the capability of being a stud. Then you start looking down the line. You got Will Fuller, who could be the number one in Houston if he can stay healthy. He gets hurt a lot. But if he stays healthy, he's a rock star wide receiver, and it's a contract year, so he'll probably play through some stuff. Jerry Jeudy, one of the best rookie wide receivers that come out in a long time. If Drew Lock can get him the ball, he's going to have the opportunities. Sammy Watkins, he had all of his fantasy points week 1 of last year, and we'll see how that goes this year. But they did bring him back. They restructured his contract and brought him back, so they clearly want to use him. But I expect to have Mecole Hardman take another step forward, and it'd be more of the Tyreek Mecole show with Kelsey still doing what he does. But there's going to be times that Sammy Watkins is extremely valuable, and the question is, when are those times going to occur, and did you have him on your bench when those did occur? Then he stole from Doug with the Drew Brees pick, but you know what? He has a fair point, Doug. It was the 8th round, and you still hadn't taken Drew Brees. So you snooze, you lose. Then you got Joe Burrow in the 15th. Hey, you know what? Let's see what happens with the guy, With Drew, you're hoping you only need him for 1 week as a bye week fill-in, and you got that going. Dallas Goedert in the 16th round is a really good backup to Darren Waller. Waller was ridiculous last year for the Raiders. Had such a high target share. Now the Raiders, what did they do this offseason? They went out and grabbed a ton of wide receivers. They drafted Henry Ruggs, drafted Brian Edwards. Hunter Renfrow should be healthy. Now, they did lose Tyrell Williams for the season, so that helps out. But Tyrell really didn't do what Waller did. He's the underneath guy, which we'll just have to see how that offense is. He still going to be valuable? Absolutely. He's going to be as valuable as last year. That's yet to be determined. I think they're wanting to go a little bit more heavy on the rest of the wide receivers. But overall, he's in the 6th round. He's a guy that you can count on every week. He's not going to get goose-egged, and you'll be all right. And then if something happens to Ertz, you got Dallas Goedert sitting there who can come in and play a very dominant role for that Eagles offense. Robbie Gould is a kicker, super kicker. Kansas City Chiefs defense. Nobody would have wanted to take the Kansas City Chiefs defense in the first half of last year. Nobody. But the second half, they really started to look pretty good. Now, the question is, will this defense be one that kind of lets off the gas because Patrick Mahomes has them up by 30, and then they give up a bunch of points late, and that ends up hurting the overall team? Or are they going to take opportunities from people struggling late and trying to throw touchdowns and end up throwing more picks and this and that? Time will tell, but, overall, the defense is going to do fine for you, at least starting out. Like I said, this team with Saquon has such great potential, and then you drafted Leonard Fournette in the 4th round. This gives your team a D because you don't have another starting running back. And if you can prove different, super, but these are draft grades, not free agency grades. But I'd go ahead and get on there and try to find somebody that will actually be valuable in a running game. Like I said, long term, maybe Leonard Fournette does something for you, but this is not the round to take him in fourth round. He will never return fourth round value this year.